Investigation at the mysterious Georgia Guidestones. Here's a live exclusive Sky 4 look from the site. People who live nearby say they heard a boom this morning. Right now, our Rashad Williams is joining us.
All right, welcome back to the channel. I just saw this. This is completely insane. Apparently someone in Georgia, Athens, Georgia, bombed the Georgia Guidestones, which are in Athens, actually in Athens. And I just wanted to read a couple of details really quick to fill you in. This is the, the Athens local news. This is an article from the Athens local news, and it starts with an investigation is underway at the Georgia Guidestones in Elbert County, where it appears at least one of the pillars has been vandalized. Residents near the structure of Hartel Highway report hearing and feeling what are described as explosives around 4 o'clock this morning. And an image taken by WGAU listener near the scene shows what appears to be severe damage to one of the structures. Okay, these things had 4 pillars. It looks like, I can't tell the extent of the damage, but originally there were 4 gigantic pillars, and I'm pretty sure they're about 200,000 pounds each pillar. I don't know if you can see this. You can see 3. It looks like the 4th one may have been destroyed completely. And there is actually very, very strange, if you don't know about these were dedicated to being a guide to an age of reason, which is, it's very post theological. It's that kind of talk is just you kind of get it has Masonic ties. I believe there's Masonic symbolism all over it. It was built by someone going under the pseudonym R.C. Christian back in 1980. So we don't know who did it, but they used a false name to remain anonymous to build this thing in 1980. So, and it's covered, it has its own commandments, which they're very, very creepy. And I believe the capstone on top is actually, it serves as a calendar and a, this thing at the top, this capstone is astronomically aligned to the North Star, which is weird. So there's an affiliation with, it just feels pagan. Everything about it feels pagan and occultic. And one of the commandments on here is this is probably what, part of what drew much of the anger, and does draw much of the anger to these occult societies and their ideas, their ideologies that they express in symbolism, is that, but one of the commandments is in, I believe it says that it wants the ideal goal of their, their ideal world would have less than 500 million people. So 500 million, keep it down. We currently have 7.5 billion, and they would want to cut it down to, we're talking less than 10% of what it is now. It's basically, to them, according to their ideology and in their words, we are heavily overpopulated. And there's just, we all know the conspiracies about how they want to implement population control and exert their beliefs onto us, this age of reason, this morality that they claim is beyond God, above God, transcends a higher power, that man is his highest form, or what we're capable of, is superior to any law or morality that can be given to us, which is totally just, at its core is satanic to me. You have to have, there's just a lack of humility in that. It's just very egocentric, human-centric, humanist, man is his own God type of belief. Now, one thing I really wanted to talk about is the implications of this. Is this right? Is this wrong? I mean, we don't even know. We can only assume that this person, it would be, wouldn't be unwise to assume that this person had a problem with whatever was written on these stones. So I see a lot of people celebrating this, and I'm not going to lie, I'm tempted to do the same, because the people that are pushing these agendas and believe these things they're dangerous. We're all sinners, but there's something just undeniably just deeply evil about these, this philosophy, these ideologies that are being pushed. And the ends justify the means to these people. And it's the overpopulation to them is just a sin against the earth itself, or Mother Nature. This is how they ultimately see it. And in order to pay, to rectify our sin, or our, in their terms, or, from their perspective, is to wipe out most of the population of the human population on Earth. It's just insane, absolutely insane. And I was thinking about this earlier pretty deeply, and I remembered the movie V for Vendetta, because this thought came over me that this thing is a symbol, a great symbol for them. We can assume all kinds of things about the intentions, but it's symbolic of their ultimate intentions for the people of the earth. And destroying it also is a very deeply symbolic thing. This is whoever did this is sending a pretty clear message that this is not going to fly with them. This is just, maybe he's trying to speak for many of us, because there are many of us that feel this way, that are kind of awake to these agendas that they have. But this played out in that movie, because the lead female character meets V, this character in the movie, and when she discovers and finds out that his plan is to blow up the Bailey, this building there, and then later to blow up Parliament like Guy Fawkes did, and he wanted to do the same. He wanted to blow up these symbolic buildings. And she says to him, "Do you really think it's going to stop them by blowing up these buildings? What can you really accomplish with that?" And he turns to her, and says, the Bailey and of course Parliament are symbols, and so is the act of destroying them. So I think we have to consider the argument that doing these things is fruitless. We could level this thing, and it's not going to stop them. But it's also just, it's drawing attention to this thing, because one definitely good thing, in my opinion, is that whoever doesn't know about the Georgia, because I tell people all the time about these things. Yeah, there's those Georgia Guidestones written in 8 languages, and it's an astronomical calendar, and it's, it's aligned to the North Star, and they look at me like they don't believe it, and it's real, and these things exist, and so I think that's one good thing, that anybody that doesn't know about these things, that are sitting in Athens, Georgia, just waiting to be discussed, people just don't know about it. They know about it now. They're probably going to hear about it now because of this. That's one thing. And it's a pretty powerful symbol to, I'm not condoning anyone to use explosives to get your message across. That's not the point of this. The point is the symbol of destroying another symbol is itself symbolic, if that's not convoluted and stupid sounding enough. But I think you get my point. But I just really thought that was interesting, and I'd like to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Do you think this guy intended to make this symbolic, move by destroying this, or do you think it was just some nut job with some explosives and too much time on his hands? I'd really like to know. Just I'm coming out with a few more videos. I'm actually working on them, but I saw this and had to make this. But you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you in the next one.